Hello friends, and welcome to my latest Disney somewhat organizational video in which I invite you to take a sneak peek into my day bag that accompanies me to the Disney parks. So I'm going to start with the bag that we picked out. We picked out an Bean Daypack. I believe it was around $60, and you can find coupons. So we ordered this online and we were very happy with it. When picking out a bag, you want to keep in mind that you would ideally want it to be fairly waterproof or water resistant, not only for the weather, if it rains, but also for the water rides. I guess unless you knew for sure that you weren't going to be at a park where you'd be going on any water rides. But I think most of the parks have water rides, so it's a nice thing to have, and like I said, if it's going to rain, you won't be worried that your stuff is going to get soaked or ruined. Also, you want to make sure that it has lots of pockets for organizing so that all of your stuff is easily accessible, and you can keep track of it, and you won't have to stop and take the time to dig through to the bottom of the bag for something you might need. Also, you want to make sure that it is large enough for all of your stuff, but also as small and lightweight as possible. It gets hot walking around the parks, and whoever ends up carrying it, it's just a courtesy to them to not have them carrying a very large, heavy, and hot bag. So, also keep in mind that at all of the Disney parks, I believe, I don't know firsthand, except for at Typhoon Lagoon, that you can get first aid stuff, Band-Aids and ointment and all of that for free. So we didn't take any of those on our own, but it still wouldn't hurt if you wanted to have your own or didn't want to walk all the way to a first aid station. You could bring your own, but we didn't take the space up to use any Band-Aids or anything like that, and we didn't end up needing them, so that worked out well. Alright, so I'm going to start here with the top pocket. There's this little pocket on top, and what I have in there right now is Fast Passes. Works very well for keeping your Fast Passes in here. If you don't know what a Fast Pass is, it's basically, there's a limited amount, and you get to go in a shorter line of this limited amount of people to get on a ride faster. And how it works is it'll usually be a 1 or 2 hour time limit, and you just agree to come back within that window of time with the other people who are in that window of time, and you'll get on the ride a lot faster. But the thing is, you can only get one at a time. So if you get a Fast Pass for 2 o'clock, you can't get any more Fast Passes until you've ridden that ride, and it's after 2 o'clock. So, and depending on how many people are in your group, we had 4 people, and we actually all held on to our own Fast Passes and tickets. You will need your tickets for getting the Fast Passes. You insert them into the machine, and then a Fast Pass will come out. So that's a good little place for stowing those. And then I just have a, what is this called? I keep forgetting. Hand sanitizer. A little hand sanitizer in here in case you eat something messy, or you just are, not thrilled with the stuff that you touch that a million other people have been touching that day. So this is what I would bring next time, and what I would keep in this pocket for our last trip that we just got back from. I actually had my extra camera in here already ready to go with a battery in it and a memory card. So that was what I had. And then moving down into this front pouch, it's not really a pocket that zips closed, it's just a pouch. But it worked really well for keeping our snacks. We had some granola bars, Rice Krispie treats, another kind of granola bars, and some fruit and green bars. So that worked really well for that. I will say that because it was so hot, I more often than not wanted salty snacks than sweet snacks, so if we go in the future, I would probably bring like pretzels or something rather than all the sweet stuff. And then there are 2 knitted pockets, one on each side, and this is the only thing I don't have in there right now, but we had some small bottles of water, and we just had one on each side, and the bottles were a little bit different, so one was for Nate and I, and the other was for my in-laws, and we added some flavored powder to them, and that worked out really well, and you don't even have to like disrupt the person in the backpack. If you want some, you just grab the water bottle and help yourself. So that worked out really well. There's another pocket on the front here, and this one I have park maps and show times. The park maps you can either order online or you can get them at the entrance to the parks. And you want to keep this on hand even if you know what you're doing like we did and had a general strategy. It's still helpful, especially for picking out lunch. It has all of the restaurants and what they serve, so you can kind of figure out what everybody wants to eat, and that's an accessible place to have that. And then the show times, or event times, I guess, has all of the shows, and this isn't actually event times. This is a map of the whole Disney area, which is also helpful. But the show times you can usually get either at Downtown Disney or at the entrance to the parks, and it tells you like for Magic Kingdom when the fireworks show is, when the parades are, when the castle show is, that kind of stuff. Now to the big pocket. And it does have these buckles on the sides, which are really nice if you needed the extra space, and it just kind of compacts things a little bit more after they're in. But we had both of our raincoats, which we didn't end up using. Even though it rained, we didn't have them with us, which I mentioned in my other video, but we did get these for the trip, and they were an investment, so we will be using them definitely in the future. They're also LL Bean, and we had a coupon. I think it was $10 off of each of them or something like that. So we had both of our raincoats stuffed in there, and they are made to kind of stuff, so I don't feel too terrible about them not being nicely folded. So, and then this hat has taken so much abuse, but it's done okay. It looks loved, I think. But this is my sun hat. I wore this like probably 90% of the time we were down there, and both of my nieces stole it, so I think that means that it's okay as a fashion piece that they approved it. But it worked really well for keeping the sun off my face and off my head. My hair is dark and it gets really hot, like surprisingly hot in the sun. So that worked really well. If you like hats, I don't know, I liked it. And I just stuffed it in there. It was also a good size to just stuff in the little pouches they have on the ride. So I'd get on the ride and stuff it in there and then put it back on. Next, I can't remember if we actually had these with us or not at the park. These are the resort mugs. They're not actually refillable at the parks or the water parks, but if we were going to take a break or hop on the monorail and end up at one of the resorts and we wanted to fill up, they were there. And we did get a lot of use out of these, so I do recommend buying the mugs at Disney. Next, this is a Mandala case. I can't remember if it was from Meijer or Target. It's a little cosmetic pouch, but I used it as a soft case for my sunglasses. And it just kept my sunglasses from getting scratched, and they were there if I wanted to wear them or if I didn't feel like I needed them. If it was cloudy or my hat was doing the brunt of the work, I just left them in there. Extra sunscreen. This was an afterthought. I wish we had had it with more of the time. It's probably wisest to put it on before you leave for the parks and stuff, but if you go on a water ride or you're sweating a lot and you want to touch up, it's nice to have just a small amount with. And I think I only have 2 things left. My camera, obviously, and I think actually I kept my camera most of the time in my bag because I had another bag that I wore. Nate wore the backpack, and I kept all of my backup memory cards and batteries and stuff in it, and I kept my camera with me so I could vlog at a moment's notice. But I think I just had my extra camera in this one. And then finally, the cooler, we didn't end up using it, but I'm still glad we got it. It would have worked perfect if we had gone to a water park. One of the little tips, I guess, that my family taught me is they offer pizza almost everywhere in Disney World, at the resorts, at the campground, at you name it. They have this like $14 pizza or $15 pizza, and usually we can't eat it all, so we'll save the leftovers, and then the next day at the water park we'll bring a cooler and pizza. And we've had numerous people stop and say, hey, where did you get the pizza? That looks amazing. So and then obviously just a little ice pack or something to go in it. And I wish we would have been able to try it out. It didn't work out that way. All the snacks we brought didn't need to be cooled, and we didn't have any leftovers, and we were so thirsty that really we didn't care if the water was warm. So and your body doesn't have to work as hard to warm it up. So that, I think, is everything that I would bring. Now, if we had been going to a water park, we also would have probably, well, not brought the rain jackets or the mugs, but we would have brought maybe an extra change of clothes in case we decided to just, instead of going back to our resort or our condo, to just change and then hop over to the next thing and not deal with the extra bus rides. So, but yeah, that's, I think, everything that I can think of right now. I'll just show you real quick. This is the purse I've been using, and it worked out really well for Florida. It's from Walmart, but it's made of this water-resistant material around the base. I don't think the bottom is, or the top, but the sides are, and so that was really nice. I know the last time we went, I had another crossbody bag like this one. It was a little bit smaller, and it was just cotton, I think, or cotton or polyester or something, and I was so scared that like all of my money and my camera and everything was going to get wet on all the water rides. And this time I could have some peace of mind about that. So here's real quick what I had with me in this one. I had some chapstick with SPF in it. I had a few different kinds. My wallet, gum for the plane rides, or if you're just waiting in line. This was given to me by my mother-in-law for Christmas, I think last year, and this has both of my extra batteries for both of my cameras, and then actually had 3 memory cards besides the ones in my cameras. So you might not need that many. I was vlogging and taking a lot of video, and I anticipated that, so that's why I had so many. And then I just had my camera in here and feminine items, and that was basically it. I think I might have carried a few of my own snacks to just have when I wanted, but and that worked out really well. So thanks so much for joining me and taking a sneak peek in my what I bring to the Disney parks. I hope you enjoyed it, and that it gives you some ideas of your own for when you pack. And thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.